Legends seldom recount the subtleties behind a single glance, yet in Alchemy City, fear can be measured in teeth bared and eyes that promise slaughter. In recap, Alchemy Emperor of the Divine Dao, chapter 1861 to 1862, Ling Han, the bloodthirstiest of the four heavenly kings, re-enters the Time Cultivation Chamber, each moment inside sharpening his Dao Heart and inching him closer to the celestial pill he seeks. Outside, the arena teems with prodigies and ambitious elites, their ambitions converging in a labyrinth of battles that will decide who may ascend to claim the Dao Regulating Pill. Even Sun Dong, a man whose grin chills like frost, watches with a predator's anticipation, waiting to see if Ling Han's strength will ignite the first sparks of chaos. The stage is set, the competitors primed, and as the preliminary rounds approach, a single misstep could awaken blood and ruin alike. In the still, mist-laden morning of the first level, Sun Dong led Zhao Qingfeng and Lu Xianming along the polished stone paths that wound through the towering pavilions of the Alchemy City's grand tournament grounds. Yet, as they approached the entrance to the first level, a familiar and ominous presence made the hairs on their necks stand on end. There, beneath the faint shimmer of early light, Ling Han had once again entered the Time Cultivation Chamber, his figure wrapped in an aura that made the very air thrum with lethal anticipation. Zhao Qingfeng's lips curled into a slight, knowing smile. "He must be here for the martial arts tournament," he murmured, eyes glinting with a mixture of respect and apprehension. "With his power, he will undoubtedly dominate the first level. I shall wait for him in the final rounds." Ling Han's smile, however, was a cruel thing, sharp as the edge of a polished blade. When he bared his teeth, the rows of white gleamed like a predator's, and his eyes glimmered with a ferocity that no polite etiquette could contain. To the uninitiated, he might appear detached, cold, and imperious, but those who had seen the darkness of his Dao Heart would shiver at the memory. For Ling Han's pastime was not the honing of skill alone, it was slaughter. In the annals of the four heavenly kings under Yan Xianlu, none rivaled his bloodthirst. During contests in ancient ruins, he had felled countless holy sons and holy daughters without hesitation. Only the protection of the eternal prosperity palace, a force of eighth heaven celestial king tier, had spared him from the execution his deeds deserved. Killing prodigies thrilled him, a pulse of ecstasy in the chaos of combat. Yet Bao Cheng and his companions had not provoked that instinct, not because of law or fear of consequence, but because they no longer presented the challenge Ling Han craved. His respect, and only that, was reserved for Yan Xianlu. The world beyond held no sway over his ambition. Sun Dong, sensing Ling Han's predatory focus, could only feel a cold shiver of fear ripple through him. Ling Han's interest had been piqued, and the thought of encountering him in the tournament left a dangerous excitement flickering in the air. For the prodigy strong enough to awaken Ling Han's Dao Heart, the gates to the fifth severance might yet be thrown open. Meanwhile, Ling Han turned his attention to the Dao Regulating Pill. The process was deceptively simple. Register, fight, 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 and then fight again. Only 4 would ascend from the first level, and those victorious would clash across the subsequent levels until a single champion claimed the coveted prize. The 5th level remained untouched, a domain of supreme elites and the great alchemists of Alchemy City. Here, the most valuable pills concocted by alchemist Zi Cheng would find their champions through the crucible of battle, a practice stretching back millions of years where even ascending origin tiers had contested for supremacy. No limit barred entrance from across the world. The contest thrummed with the raw energy of ambition and talent. Ling Han registered swiftly, the formalities expedited by the tournament's prolonged opening. Though crowds still streamed in, the initial chaos had settled. 11 days remained before the battles commenced, granting him time to return once more to the Time Cultivation Chamber. He rented a chamber for 10 days' worth of accelerated time, turning it into 50 days of concentrated cultivation, a span wherein every attempt had refined his skill, yet each endeavor had still ended in failure. Still, his confidence swelled. Within 5 years, he would craft his first cauldron of celestial pills. With acceleration, that span shrank further, and the prospect of mastering the craft in mere months danced before his mind's eye. Emerging from the chamber, Only a day remained before the grand tournament would begin. Awaiting him was the heavenly phoenix Divine Maiden, stepping from the shadowed black tower with a grace that could charm the winds themselves. Her eyes sparkled with anticipation, eager to witness her beloved demonstrate invincible mastery against the city's prodigies, while the Empress remained secluded, poised on the cusp of breaking through to the fourth severance. Together, Ling Han and the heavenly phoenix Divine Maiden approached the first-level arena, a colossal space designed for battle of every kind, man against man, beast against beast, and all manner of chaotic clashes in between. The arena sprawled magnificently, capable of holding 1 million spectators, whose eyes, sharp as falcons, would miss nothing, even from the distant upper tiers. Entry required the exchange of starstones, varying by day or for the full tournament. Through tickets, though costly, allowed passage to the fourth level for the finals, granting glimpses of unmatched martial prowess. Ling Han, registered as a participant, required no ticket, while the Heavenly Phoenix Divine Maiden had secured a through ticket from a private seller at an inflated price, the official channels long exhausted. Ling Han gritted his teeth at the sheer extortion, noting the tenfold increase from the original 10 starstones to a staggering 100. The profiteering must be linked to the officials, he mused, irritation mingling with admiration for the shrewdness of the operation. Alchemist Zicheng's methods, though seemingly extravagant, revealed a keen mind that merged wealth and spectacle in one seamless strategy. With the Divine Maiden by his side, Ling Han entered the arena, his arm brushing hers in a gesture both intimate and confident. The preliminaries would stretch over 10 days, each day a fresh spectacle, each battle a chance to turn fortune into gold through ticket sales. Ling Han shook his head, noting the clever structuring of the event, marveling at the balance of strategy and profit. The first level alone had been partitioned into 16 grand rounds, each yielding a victor who would continue until only 4 remained to advance to the fourth level. Yet even within those rounds, numbers demanded further division. Ling Han's own grouping contained nearly 100 contenders. From the shadows, a young man clad in black radiated arrogance, his voice a sharp blade cutting through the murmur of competitors. "This position for advancement is mine," he declared, eyes flashing with disdain. "Move aside, lest you wish to be injured, or worse, slain." Around him, 11 others unsheathed weapons, but forming a menacing perimeter designed to crush any who dared oppose them with sheer force of numbers. Thus, the stage was set. The arena thrummed with anticipation, a symphony of power and ambition. Every heartbeat, every whispered breath carried the promise of battle. As Ling Han prepared to carve his path through the ranks, each clash a step closer to mastery, glory, and the fabled Dao Regulating Pill. The winds of fate stirred, and the first echoes of steel against steel rang through the city, heralding a storm of martial might yet to come. In the vast, sun-drenched arena of the tournament, a bold scheme quietly took shape. Though it skirted the edge of shamelessness, it was undeniably clever. The young man clad in black, a gleam of ambition in his eyes, had seized upon a loophole in the rules. No law forbade a dozen or more united souls from joining forces. He allowed himself a self-satisfied smile. Victory would be his, not by mere skill alone, but by numbers. Once he cleared the stage, gold would rain upon his adversaries, and the path to the fourth level would be his. Fame and fortune would follow, as the limelight eagerly awaited him. More than 100 cultivators filled this small battleground, yet he and his dozen allies stood as a single, formidable unit. A voice rose above the murmurs, sharp and commanding. "Let's get rid of them first." In that instant, the gathered warriors realized the folly of arrogance. For all their numbers, could a mere 100 be restrained by just a dozen? The answer, as it turned out, was a resounding no. "Attack!" The command rippled through the ranks, and like a storm, they surged forward. The black-robed young man's eyes widened in disbelief. Over a dozen against 100? How could they withstand the onslaught? Spectators, enthralled by the reversal of fortune, chuckled at the spectacle. Pride, it seemed, had a dangerous sting. Had he restrained his boasts and acted with cunning from the start, the dozen could have swept the stage clean. Instead, his arrogance had drawn the gaze of fate upon him. Chaos erupted. Pang! Pang! Each strike and parry sent shockwaves through the arena as the black-robed group faltered. Their advantage lay only in numbers, and none among them possessed the might to turn the tide. Limbs were struck, bodies flung, and the ground trembled beneath the fury of their attackers. Shantian Wu, the black-robed instigator, was cast down. His face bore the marks of punishment, his pride battered as footprints pressed against him. From the far side of the arena, he glimpsed the young man whose laughter had sparked the chaos. Anger surged like molten steel within him. "This is deliberate. I will remember this," he vowed, the taste of humiliation sharp on his tongue. Meanwhile, Ling Han observed quietly, a wry smile tracing his lips. He had intended only to play the part of the unassuming cultivator, yet fate had aligned him against Shantian Wu. Why resist? Better to fan the flames and enjoy the spectacle. A casual wave of his hand, a soft farewell. Have a safe journey. And the black-robed man was flung from the stage, disqualified under the strict laws of the tournament. Rising unsteadily, Shantian Wu's eyes blazed with fury. "We are now enemies. No one crosses me." Shantian Wu, unpunished. Ling Han, however, could not hide a flicker of distaste for the name. Were it any other, perhaps he might have been tempted to press the advantage. Yet for now, he allowed Shantian Wu to depart, knowing that future encounters would offer ample opportunity for retribution. As the dust settled, the remaining cultivators, over 100 strong, erupted in cheers. Relief mingled with triumph. Embraces were exchanged, though not all was peaceful. A sudden, sharp scream shattered the brief camaraderie. One disciple had been stabbed in the side during a celebratory hug, the strike merely severe, yet a clear warning of hidden danger. Another cried out, clutching his backside, expelled from the combat ring by a retaliatory kick. Laughter and chaos intertwined, transforming the arena into a spectacle both hilarious and dangerous. Spectators roared at the scene, amusement sparkling in their eyes. The heavenly phoenix divine maiden watched, a faint smile playing across her lips. With her husband present, even serious matters twisted into farce. Ling Han, scratching his head, had done little more than utter a single casual word, yet the result had spiraled into pandemonium. "Pretty boy, get out of here!" A middle-aged man, severing mundane tear strength radiating like molten silver, swung his saber with a force that could rend the heavens. The arena trembled under the shockwaves, yet Ling Han, ever composed, merely grinned. "Watch your feet," he said. The man faltered in disbelief. The saber, guided by all his strength, bore down upon Ling Han's head. Victory seemed certain. And yet, in the blink of an eye, the blade veered sharply, driven not by grand technique, but by a subtle, almost imperceptible gesture from Ling Han. It struck the ground instead, slicing his own left instep in half. Blood spattered, a sharp cry of pain echoing through the arena. Ling Han's casual advice, "Watch your feet," revealed a mastery beyond reckoning. The middle-aged man stared, dumbfounded at the coincidence, the mercy he had received. He fled, grateful for survival, leaving whispers of awe in his wake. Among the spectators, curiosity and disbelief mingled. How could a mere word guide such destiny? One young man attempting to explain noted, "He is exceedingly strong. The saber wielder struck his own foot, yet must thank him for not killing him." From a distance, Cheng Fengyun, the prodigious Yi of the Cheng clan, observed with pride. "He is a step from King Tier," murmured those nearby, eyes alight with admiration. They inquired boldly, "Young Master Cheng, why do you not intervene? Could you best this cultivator?" His answer, full of pride, was simple. 100%. Even Ling Han's formidable might, incredible as it seemed, was nothing to a peer of his stature. Why abstain? Even Zhao Qingfeng had arrived, driving 3 holy sons and a holy daughter to retreat in despair with a single battle. No glory awaited those who challenged the stage now. Only humiliation. Thus, Cheng Fengyun watched, confident that victory in this chaotic set was nearly impossible. By now, the young man had revealed his prowess, and all would converge against him. To triumph would be akin to ascending the heavens themselves. In the turbulent arena, the echoes of laughter, pain, and awe merged into a tapestry of chaos and mastery, a true testament to the unpredictable artistry of martial cultivation, where pride, skill, and fate collided in a dance as old as the legends themselves.